How often do you find that you stay up late, scrolling through Facebook, binge watching TikTok trends, or getting lost in Instagram stories? There's no shame in saying that we all do this. But have you stopped to ask yourself if all of this social media consumption is good for you? In this video, we're going to share with you 7 negative effects of social media. By the end of this video, you will understand how to overcome those negative effects and use social media more responsibly. Number 1. Comparison and envy. While social media is a great way for us to connect with people, it can also make us compare ourselves to others and make us feel jealous. Because unlike ever before, we all have the opportunity to see the seemingly perfect lives of everyone around us. There's only one problem with this. Most people only showcase the highlight reels of their lives on social media. Think about it. When was the last time you made a Facebook post about losing your job? Or did an Instagram story while sitting at home alone in your pajamas after a breakup? Probably never. We're invited to see all the good times, but never the heartache, turmoil, and disappointments. It is easy to forget that what we see on social media isn't the full picture. So know that it is meaningless to compare yourself against another person or to be jealous of another person. Because on social media, what you see is not what you get. Remember, not to compare your life and your experiences to what others are posting online. Focus on your own growth, your worth, and your own journey. Number 2. Cyberbullying. We can all agree that what social media has become today is far from what its creators had in mind. Surely cyberbullying was not part of the plan. Sadly, though, social media has become a breeding ground for cyberbullying, where people hide behind anonymous profiles and use hurtful language to attack and harass others. The devastating effects of social media bullying on mental health include feelings of depression, anxiety, and isolation. In fact, according to a research study by the Pew Research Center, 59% of US teens have experienced bullying and harassment online, with many saying that social media makes them feel more judged and pressured to fit in. Number 3. Sleep interruptions. Sleep is vital to memory consolidation, overall cognitive function, and mental health. So the habit of using social media, especially late at night, could be impacting your sleep and in turn your mental health. According to research, the blue light emitted by our screens suppress the production of sleep hormone melatonin, making it harder for us to fall asleep and stay asleep. See, the problem is not just the blue light. It is the fact that social media is incredibly engaging and stimulating. It sucks you into a never-ending cycle of scrolling and refreshing. So instead of winding down and relaxing before bed, social media keeps our brains active and alert. You can counteract this by setting boundaries around your social media use, especially before bed. Consider turning off your notifications, putting your phone in another room, or even using a feature like the Do Not Disturb can minimize distractions. Number 4. Social isolation. It turns out that the excessive use of social media can lead to social isolation and loneliness. When we spend too much time on our screens, we can become so absorbed in our virtual lives that we forget about the importance of real-world connections. So you might start to find that as the scrolling continues, you will feel more isolated and disconnected than ever before. It is important to use social media in a more intentional way. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media feeds, try using social media to truly connect with others in a meaningful way. Social media can be a powerful tool for connection and communication, but it shouldn't replace the real-world face-to-face interactions with people that add more depth and meaning to our lives. Number 5. Addiction. We all have our guilty pleasures. Maybe it's a favorite Netflix show, eating junk food, or anything else you just can't seem to resist. What if that one guilty pleasure became an addiction? That is the risk when it comes to social media use. Maybe you've experienced those moments when time seems to slip away as you get caught up in the endless whirl of posts, likes, and comments. Relying too much on your screens for validation and social interaction can increase feelings of loneliness, insecurity, and FOMO. To make things worse, social media addiction can also lead to depression and anxiety. So here are some great ways to avoid the pitfalls of addiction. Set boundaries around social media use. Try to limit your screen time each day or take regular breaks from social media altogether. Also, try to replace your social media habit with a healthier alternative, like exercise, a hobby, or doing something outdoors. Remember, social media is not all bad. It can be used in a way that helps you grow by learning new things, exactly the way that you're doing right now. Number 6. FOMO, or fear of missing out. Think back to the last time you scrolled through your social media feed, only to see that all your friends posting about some amazing event or experience that you weren't a part of. It's a feeling that we've all experienced at one point or another, and that is what's called FOMO. But here's the thing, social media isn't reality. It's a curated version of other people's lives designed to show off the best moments and hide the rest. When we start to compare ourselves to other people's highlight reels, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment and anxiety. This is why it's important to appreciate and be content with our own experiences. To combat feelings of FOMO, try practicing gratitude. Take a few minutes each day to reflect on the things that you're thankful for in your own life, rather than focusing on what you're missing out on. If you want to learn more about how practicing gratitude can transform your life, make sure to check out our other video. The link is found in the description below. Social media is a very small part of our lives. Don't make it your entire life. Make an effort to disconnect from social media and spend time with people you truly care about, or try out new experiences that you find fulfilling. Life's beauty lies in the moments we're present for, not the ones we fear missing out on. Number 7. Negative news media. We all live in an age where access to news and media is at our fingertips. And while this can be a good thing, it can also be harmful to our mental health. Studies have shown that constant exposure to negative news, events, and stories on social media can lead to feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. It's no wonder that so many of us feel overwhelmed and anxious these days. But the good news is that we all have the power to take control of our media consumption and protect our mental health. One way to do this is by being mindful of the types of media we consume and limiting our exposure to negative news and stories. This doesn't mean we should bury our heads in the sand and ignore important events happening in the world, but rather we should be selective about the sources we choose to consume and the amount of time we spend on them. So the next time you find yourself scrolling through negative news on social media, take a step back and be mindful of how it's affecting your mental health. Remember, you have the power to take control of your media consumption and protect your mental health by seeking out positive news and limiting exposure to negativity. Technology is neither inherently good nor bad. It is up to us as users to decide how we use it and how we let it affect our lives. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to hit the like button before you go. It can help us get this video out to more people. Also, leave a comment below about other negative effects of social media that perhaps we didn't cover in this video. As always, don't forget to spread loving kindness to all beings around you and be the change you want to see in the world. See you next time.